Hi everyone, welcome to the visual guide for AAC Light-Heavyweight M3. This is the third newest raid encounter made available by patch 7.01 in Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. This encounter may seem brutal and can leave your head spinning, but don't let your short fuse push you into a murderous rampage. I'm here to help you punch into raid and punch out this boss. My name is Mist Tech and I'll be your raid guide. The boss will cast Brutal Impact and begin to slam on the ground for a total of 4 hits, dealing high raid-wide damage. Shield and heal as necessary. Knuckle Sandwich will target the off tank with a stack up Tank Buster marker. This tank can either take the attack alone with an immunity or stack with the primary target and cooldown through the shared damage. Throughout the encounter, the boss will leap to an edge of the platform and begin to cast Brutal Lariats. One arm will begin to glow and all players will need to move to the opposite side of the boss, outside his hitbox, to avoid the incoming attack. During Murderous Mist, the boss will face a random direction and this green bubbly telegraph will appear. All players will need to move behind him to avoid the massive 270-degree attack directly in front of him. Barbarous Barrage will form 4 stack circles around the platform that must be soaked or they will explode for high damage and debuffs. Anyone inside the circle at the time of the explosion will also be knocked back unless they use the knockback immunity, so players soaking the towers need to plan their position accordingly to avoid getting smacked into the firewall outside the platform. When the boss casts Fire Spin, a frontal cone attack will appear directly in front of him with either a clockwise or counterclockwise directional marker. Players should identify which way the boss is going to turn and position themselves behind the first attack. Doing so will allow them to simply follow the attack as the boss turns, ensuring that they're away from danger at all times. Fuses of Fury will spawn a number of bombs around the platform with either a long fuse or a short fuse. The bombs with the short fuses will always go off first, and players will need to move away from them to avoid getting hit. Once the first set of bombs explode, players can then move into the newly formed safe areas to avoid the second round of bomb explosions. Eventually, the boss will cast Doping Draft and start cheating. From here on out, all of his mechanics will be empowered. During Lariat Combo, players will move opposite the glowing side, but as soon as the attack goes off, they'll need to keep their eyes on the boss as he will immediately cast another attack back towards the platform. This can be on either side, so watch for the glow and quickly move out of the way. Brutal Burn will target a player with a stack up marker, and the raid should stand together to share the incoming damage. This is immediately followed by another round of Brutal Impact hits, so healers be ready with those cooldowns, shields, and heals. Infernal Spin adds alternating circle and donut AoE attacks during the Fire Spin attack, and players will need to dodge in and away from the boss as they rotate with each attack. Immediately after, 3 sets of these dark red circles will appear on the ground underneath players. Move away from these as necessary, but keep an eye on the boss as he will begin to cast another Lariat combo during this time. Make sure you're on the appropriate side of the boss, then turn to see which side the next attack is coming from and adjust accordingly. The next Lariat combo will occur during a round of fused bombs. Players will need to dodge the first set of bombs in the first half room cleave around the same time, so find a safe spot that accommodates both. As you can see, mechanics are overlapping a bit as the encounter progresses, but there isn't too much to handle at once. All mechanics will repeat until the boss is defeated. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Up next, we'll face off against AAC Light-Heavyweight M3. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.